What's going on, people? So this is gonna be a video that I probably should have done a long time ago. I've had the parts. I guess I just haven't really had the time. So now's the time. Now is the time. So let's go over this real quick. I know some of you may have known that I bought the LMI fender pole cold air intake. The reason I bought this was not because of me having any issues with my K&N intake. It was mostly because I kind of get bored of things. I wanted to try something new. After a lot of reading, you kind of get directed toward this company. It does get a lot of popularity from a lot of the Mopar folk. So, you know, in Mopar I trust when it comes to Mopar parts. So, you know, my first Mopar, alright, damn it. So, basically, like I said, the K&N didn't have any issues. I just wanted to spruce up the engine bay. I do like the way the LMI looks much better than I do the K&N. I don't like that the filter's right there. When you lift up the hood, it's not as clean of a look. This is definitely more of a clean look. Immediately what I want to talk about is the quality of the parts. When you open up the container and you look at everything, the quality is there. It's very lightweight. It smells like real carbon fiber, okay? It's a good thing, alright people? So I just want to go over real quick what you get when you order this kit. It is slightly pricey, but I promise you, from what I can tell so far, it seems to be worth it. Again, I don't know about the performance part yet. That will probably be a different video. This is just going to be covering some of the things about the install because there is some in-depth stuff that I'm going to have to get into. So this might be a little bit more of a lengthy video than I'm used to, but I don't ever shut up anyway, so let's get right into it. So with the kit, you get two carbon fiber tubes. This is where the magic happens. Everything's smooth inside. It's very thin. It's strong. It looks well made. The weave is nice. Everything's good. Shaniqua would be very proud of the weave here. Okay? She would be. Alright? Another thing I want to touch on real quick. One of my favorite things about this kit, to be honest with you, is this filter. You might have known in previous videos, I'm very big on S&B filters. This is an S&B filter. It is quite a bit of a size difference than the other one in width. In length, it's almost identical to the K&N. But obviously the designers at LMI know what they're doing, so we have to trust that. The other thing I want to talk about, right here. No kit is complete without a man's best friend. Tie straps, gotta have it. They sent me a sticker. I don't know where I'm gonna put that. Here is a mass airflow sensor extender, because with this kit it does go a little bit longer, so you're gonna have to put your mass airflow sensor at a little bit of a lower position, which I kind of like that idea better too. It's a little bit further away from the engine. Who knows if that does affect anything with temperatures or not. Probably something with the design. I'm all for it. Let's give it a shot. These clamps, I love these clamps. These are quality clamps, okay? They just look so much better. Typical clamps, I guess this is one that you're not going to see much somewhere, probably at the bottom, but these are bright and shiny. You can position them so that you only see the steel band part of it. Definitely awesome. It also comes with a breather filter for that one little tube. There are instructions. I call them destructions. I'm going to try to follow them. I usually wing it. And finally you get the little connectors, the rubbers. What does that remind you of? Pervert. Seriously. Horrible. So that's the kit. Basically the kind of tools we're going to need for this. I recommend some kind of light. I have this one. It's called the Fat Max. It's very bright. It's got different stages. It's worked well for me. I use it for finding swirls on the paint as well at times. That's good. There's this part when you do have to. Here's a warning. You're going to have to cut part of your car. Oh, I know, shocking. But when you put this on, it's a trim molding type thing. You're not going to be able to really tell. This is just to protect that so it doesn't gouged the carbon fiber, and it obviously doesn't look like shit. You don't want it to look like shit. So we're gonna put that piece on. But with this kind of piece, we are in the Northeast. It's New Jersey, and the weather's cold right now. I will be using a heat gun to make sure I heat this up so that it's more pliable. The adhesive part on the inside is doing its job, and you know, the kit gets the best possible chance for success. Okay, so like I said, this is the kit. I'll go over the various little things that we need. Just a quick overview. This is what the engine currently looks like. I do have the K&N intake with a blue S&B filter. This is all going to be scrapped. The one thing I do want to talk about, I'm going to touch on it as soon as this intake's off. This did rub against my plasti dipped coolant reservoir, so there is a small little thing there that I'm going to have to repair. I'm not going to be dealing with that in this video. I'm either going to get a secondary coolant tank and have it professionally painted black, or I'm going to remove it to redo it, or I'm going to try to touch it up. So either way, I'm going to do something with that. It'll be afterward, because as of right now, I just want to get this damn intake on this damn car. So what we're going to do is go actually under the car right now, and we're going to have to remove the front fascia belly pan. It's the sheet that covers the bottom part. Alright, we're going under. No, we're not. I needed a light. Alright. Now we're going under. Ah! Alright. Get my freaking tools out of the way here. So this tripod might actually work out pretty sweet. Okay, so basically what we're going to be doing is, if you look here, see how there's a little bolt here? There are these little bolts here. Here, there's another one here. There's another one here. Oh, and by the way, anytime you want to look underneath your car, underneath the front bumper, I recommend you don't. This is a shitty place to be. Oh, look at all that. And just for the sake of me being proud of myself, I did clean under here before I filmed, because I didn't want to be that guy. You ever see like a bunch of these install videos and you got these guys, and you know, I can understand some dust, I can understand some dirt. It is what it is. But you get some of these guys and it's like their freaking engine bays are filthy. I'm like, well, how the hell are you working on in there? Like, what are you afraid? Like a freaking Loch Ness monster is going to jump out of the muck inside your engine bay. Crazy stuff. So let's start taking these bolts off, because apparently this thing needs to come off. We need to get into this area. Here's another cool thing about living in Jersey, by the way. My this thing is torn to shit, which sucks, but oh well. Alright, so we're gonna start removing these. I'm gonna find out in about 2 seconds what the hell this is. This actually looks weird. You know what this looks like? Bottom of my freaking front bumper looks like I ran over a cat or Wolverine and it was like clawing on for dear life. It's ridiculous. Horrible. Probably killed some kind of animal. It's a disturbing thing. Alright, well, what I want to talk about is these are 7mm apparently, and I want you to make sure what you're aware of. There is a lot of muck and grime, and especially for me, it was snowing the last couple days, so there is a lot of shit underneath my belly pan here, and likely underneath my bumper. So, you know, if you care about getting dirty at all, I would recommend you having some kind of glove on or something, because liquid is coming out, and it's dirty liquid. It's stinky, like smelly shit. I don't know what's coming out of this bumper right now, but it's I'm not too pumped about it right now. Screws. Oh, something fucking hit me in the mouth. I had to take half of these off, go to the other side, and take the other half off. So far there's like 8 of them, and this is a little loose, which is what we want. We want to get inside there. There are clips. They're clips. There's freaking clips. There's a little clip here. You got to pull that out. Alright, as far as the underbelly thing goes, if you can see, there's an outline here, and it goes around and down. Is there another one in here? Is there another little bastard in here? No. There's a little pull pin, push pin thing here, and then there's one here. I don't know, and there's another one right there. I think that all comes out. So that's what we're gonna do right this second. We're under the car again, and I just wanna talk about something. When you're doing things like this, you know, obviously if you have an owner's manual, then you're good to go. But if you don't have an owner's manual and you're kind of just winging it, you're gonna have to figure things out along the way. What I'm finding is best right now is if you look and you pull, you can tell that this is all gonna be one piece. So basically, for you to find out what it's being snagged on, like I'm pulling, and I'm pushing, and this is all bowing, but right here, you can see it's not moving here. So there's a freaking hidden little guy right there. Oh, that's much better. Pointed at the ground. Genius. So there's a little hidden guy here, and then I'm gonna have to work my way around. I'm sure there's something else. Looks like there's an actual bolt here. Probably not a 7. It looks like it could be a 10 or 12 maybe. I don't know. I gotta check. But we're gonna take this little clip out, and we're making some progress. Ow. I hate that. I hate when they don't come out together. Like, seriously? Asshole. Oh, now we're getting some loosage here. There's definitely a bolt there. And there's all fucking liquid ass coming all over my hands and shit. Ridiculous. This is a 10. Okay, so let's just get this bitch off. And again, more gooey liquid. Feel around. And there's another one here. There's another clip. So you got one here, 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 and I would just assume one here. Maybe they just don't want anybody to work again. Again, it did it. One of the things I don't like doing is counting screws to tell people if I'm doing an install type video, because, you know, what if the dealer did some work to my car without telling me, or somebody did something and it's missing a screw? Then I look like an asshole. But what I did notice is there was like, what, eight of these 7mm. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there should be, I think, 8. It looks like that's as many holes as there's gonna be. As far as clips go, you're kind of on your own. You know, don't take this install thing to heart. Okay, haha, get it? This is just to give you some kind of guide. I'm putting myself in harm's way here. God damn it. So just appreciate what you get, okay? So, just like we did on the driver's side, there's gonna be a little clip there, and here. They're very simple. If you have one of those little pry tools, they just come off. Look at that. That's the way the clip's supposed to come off. Alright, so once you get done with the 8 bolt screws on the top and the various plug thingies, there is one more 10mm, just like on the other side, just like right over there, obviously. I mean, that's what would make sense, right? So let's just get that out, and that should fall all down. Seriously, underneath the damn car and shit. Hold on, this just pulls out. Oh, this is, oh, Okay. Ew, there's shit leaking all over me! Who would do this? Who would put that in there? It's like a big joke. What the slime is this? So, as you can see, if you look at these parts here, this little lip goes underneath, and this part locks into like the little recesses. So basically, once you get all the screws and everything off, you're basically just pushing it in, and then, you know, getting it back on is going to be fun. I think just for the hell of it, I'm going to take one of these bolts and just bolt this back up so that this isn't putting pressure. I just want to point something out. When you get this kit, and now I'm under the car, so when you look in here, on my specific model, there is a giant thing here. As you can see, that's the hole that we're supposed to be cutting through. But this is pretty much right where the filter would be. So what we're going to try to do is remove this. It seems like it could possibly get removed. Alright, here's the next obstacle. If you look up, see how there's some thread in this area here? That has to separate. This is all one unit. This whole design doesn't make any sense. This is a 2016 Scat Pack. One of the things with this car that needs to be discussed is there is a design change right down in this area. In here there is some kind of tube that comes from the lower part of the vent, and it basically runs completely through to the tire. So basically this whole thing here needs to completely come off. Just so you could see, if you have my model car, there's this big tube that goes to the fender well, okay? This is connected, as I said, by 4 bolts inside the fender well. There's one clip that's a real bitch, sorry for the shaky hands, and that's up here, okay? It connects right in their area too, okay? What you're gonna have to do, I tried prying it from the bottom, I tried prying it from the top. My arms are too big, I can't get them in. So what I did is I just basically took my right arm and I jammed it in here, and I got a little leverage inside of here, and I just pushed really hard. And as you can see, the clip's off. Now, as most of you know, there's a right way and a honestly OCD way. I don't recommend doing everything my way, because my way usually tends to break and disform things. Is there? Yep. Oh, you rat bastard, you. Okay, let me try to give you this view. Alright, in the front part of this little thing, do you see it? Do you see the little hidden clip? That's keeping it onto this like front support bar. Alright, there's something mounted on it. Don't pull this out. Hold on. Whatever you do, don't yank this. Alright. So, oh, this thing's just gonna smack me in the face. There's no room. Have you ever experienced anything like this in your whole life? This is like an out-of-world experience. This is what I'm talking about, everybody. This is the gaping hole that we're gonna try to plug up with something. I have an idea. I think it should be fine. This is the little harness right here. That was, do not pull on this duct. Do not pull that duct out hard. If you're gonna pop the clips and everything, like me, be aware that stupidity gets you nowhere. Okay, it's not a good thing. So this thing is probably something we can find a way to tuck. I'm gonna show you what everything looked like from when you're under the car. Okay, this is the front piece. This goes on the front bumper support bar, these have clips that are connected into that area. This was the clip I was talking about that was really hard. From underneath, you can't reach around and get this. From on top, the angle is very difficult, but it's got one little clip there. As I said, if you just get in there and pry your hand, you should be able to pop that loose. As far as the fender well goes, these are the 4 clips holding the front part of the duct to the inside of the fender. And then look, weight reduction. Weight reduction, bro. You know, just because instructions were never my strong suit, they did give us some kind of link. I'll put it in the description. It's from an LX forums, and basically it gives you, you know, a general idea of what's going on. It shows you the cut we're gonna have to make and all that other stuff. Okay, so look how cool this is. Come on, this is as cool as it gets. Alright, so like I said, we're gonna be removing this intake. Now, just a side reminder, my process to remove an intake is gonna be different than yours unless you have this specific intake. You know, if you have a stock intake and you're taking that off, you can look online and just refer to those videos. So basically, I'm just going to take this off right here. Basically, just comes out. All of these parts that I'm taking out, they're all still really good. There's nothing wrong with this intake. I will likely hang on to it while I'm testing the LMI. We're going to come off like this. Oh, there we go. For this next little trick, we're going to have to use a Dremel. Just to go over my setup real quick, I have the Easy Connect thing. It's a Dremel for metal, which I guess kind of makes sense. I have a light pointing down. I made a general marking of where I want to cut. I'm going to put safety glasses on. And again, don't plug that shit in until you know you're about to use it. And make sure this is turned off. I've plugged it in and I've had many an issue. Believe it or not. Boy. Alright. Safety glasses. Safety glasses, people. Put this cord over your shoulder, too. You don't want it smacking against your paint. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get. How am I going to get that cut? Well, guess what? We're going to wing it. Okay, so as always, I like to give updates. And this is one hell of an update. Alright, Jesus Christ. This install is not for the faint of heart. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is the progress we've made so far. I've got that much notched out. It's still not enough. The problem I'm coming across, obviously it's probably due to a lack of tools, because if I had something better, I'd be okay. My Dremel is too big to get my hand to go around that part of there, but over here obviously it's okay. So I'm having to resort to hand tools and hand filing, and it's interesting. And I'm telling you, there's sparks flying. This is I feel like a freaking iron worker right now. The install manual is like, oh, plan for 4 hours. This is like not a 4-hour thing. So I'm gonna try to make this deeper down and this deeper down, so it's more of a softer edge. This has to go in there, and it does. It goes in, but it needs to have the edges better. How is this thing? How we doing? Hold on. Once it gets past here, we'll be alright. How's it looking? And then I got an extender there. To extend the mass airflow sensor. The orientation of that. Just shorten it a little bit. This is the compartment, and if you work your way up, you see the actual filter. This is the hole we're talking about. Once I put the belly pan on, I'm gonna go through and show you what I'm thinking about to block this off.
A red stripe around the rim.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
The light. Trip the lights bit. So, just for the sake of showing, that's covered. Sound deadening. Alright everybody, so this is it. Everything's done. The car is wet. I just took it for a drive, and of course it's snowing. But I wanted to just feel the car and make sure no lights came on and everything, and I can actually report back and say that this works. It's definitely a good system. Like I said though, the install, it's not for the faint of heart. It's a pretty, I would say it's not like a excessively crazy install, but I would say it's a moderately challenging install. I'm not the best at, you know, hand tools and modifying things, but I've never shied away from something. So basically, a rundown of the process really quickly just to end this whole video and give my final thoughts on each step. You have to get the car up in the air. So whether it's ramps or jack stands, that's up to you. It's your preference. Once you do that, you go underneath the car. There are like 8 different screws along the actual edge of the car where the painted part touches the actual belly pan. The belly pan's tucked inside of the actual bottom part of the bumper. Then there's various clips, you'll feel them, and then there's 2 other bolts toward the middle of it, one on each side. Other than that, you can pull the clips off, and then there's some clips on the inside of the fenders. So make sure whatever you take out, you put back. That's the goal. If at the end of your install you have extra parts, that's not extra parts meaning it's a good thing. That means you screwed something up. Usually I have extra parts. Today I didn't have any extra parts. Hallelujah. Okay, so basically once you get that part off, the next step is going to be prepping the car to put the actual intake tube in. Like I said before though, my car, and I spoke with the owner of LMI, a really nice guy, gave me some information. My car, the 16, they changed some kind of design. Basically, it's got a tube that comes through. Just to illustrate this better, this is kind of what it looks like underneath the car. There's a tube where this front part connects to the bottom grille, and it connects clip here, and then there's 4 more clips that are inside the fender well, one on each side here. Basically, on the inside, you can kind of see, my flashlight keeps dying, but I blocked it off. I spoke with the owner on email, and he was basically telling me, because one of my main concerns was water, and I just drove through water, no problems. One of my main concerns was hydro locking the engine or getting the air filter wet. That's not an issue if you're creative. If you find a way to block it off with a piece of plastic, maybe a piece of like a mud flap or something, some kind of like material like that, I tried some kind of matte material. It actually didn't end up working out. That sucked. What I ended up using was sound deadening material. I think it was called Second Skin or something. I had it from many cars ago. I had that. I cut it. I IPA wiped off the plastic that I was going to adhere the Second Skin to, and it's got a nice tight bond. I'm going to keep checking it every couple days, but I feel super confident that no water is going to get into that area. And it matches the inside of the fender well really well. You can't even tell. There's no way you could tell unless somebody said, hey, I did that. So that was a minor victory right there. As far as everything after that, keep that junk out of the way. The next part is going to be a little tricky here. There's two different size tubes, carbon fiber. This one has a slight bend. The one down there has more of a bend. It's like a 45 degree. I believe they said that was like a 28 degree. The 28 degree pipe comes on top. So basically you assemble it with the smaller, I think it's like 3 to 4 inch coupler. Then it goes to the 28 degree bend. Then it goes to the large coupler. Then that goes to the larger carbon fiber tube. One thing I couldn't find information on was how it was all positioned. I'll post a couple pictures underneath, but basically the tube, the straight part is here, and then there's a curved part. The curved part is underneath down there where we cut everything. Everything is looking pretty good. It comes with this stuff here. I added some electrical tape to certain parts just to make sure it was definitely protected, because I don't want to scratch up the carbon fiber. The kit also does come with a mass airflow sensor relocator. So basically it's an extender. So you put that on there and you tie strap it to here, and it makes the mass airflow sensor a little bit longer. So it comes down and it goes into the tube down here, which I think is a little better, because it's usually even the airflow sensor, you'd want to keep it away. Yeah, so another thing, the clips, these actual clamps, I mean, they're pretty good. I like them. I could have done a better job. I'm gonna probably refine this. This isn't gonna be the finished product for me. I was in a rush. This took like 2 days because I had no time, and you know, my life's hectic. So everything's nice and sturdy. You don't need this clip, because I was looking, I swear to you, I was looking at pictures all over the place. This does not get used, I guess, you know? It's nice and sturdy. It doesn't need it. What you do have on the bottom is another, there's two, this kit comes with one clamp here, another one, and another one, and another one. So there's 4 nice clamps. Those are the ones you want visible on the actual kit itself. Then there's like a regular grungy type clamp. If you look at the instructions on the LX Forum website, I'll put them to supplement this, because obviously pictures help too. When you lift this up, you're gonna pull it through the hole, and it's gonna be, they say 8.5 inches. It probably is right around there that you want to measure from down here up to the top. So once you pull that through, you're gonna put this clamp here around the carbon fiber so that it doesn't push back down. So basically this is holding it in place. So you're gonna use the head of that so that it doesn't go through here. Overall, honest to God, the hardest part is gonna be 2 things. It's getting over the fear of cutting your goddamn car. That sucks. The second part is finding a way to cut the car. My Dremel sucks. I'm sure if you have the right tool, it's a breeze. But when I was holding the Dremel, I could get certain spots, but I couldn't get over here because the back of the Dremel was hitting this area. So it wasn't working out well for me. It was a total catastrophe. It was ridiculous. I used sandpaper on the Dremel to try to grind away some of the material. The material isn't that thick. It's just, because on the one part, it's got like a bend. It's got a crease on the lip. So it's difficult. So, you know, once you get through all that, make sure you pick up all of this shit Do not let this fall to the floor. And if it does, turn the damn Dremel off or whatever you're using and find that son of a bitch, because that will end up in your tire. I guarantee you. Or your foot, or your hand, or your ass, or your head. Whatever you're messing around with. If you're laying on the ground to do the belly pan, that's a no-no. Get that crap up. Let me see. What else to talk about here? Once you get the part cut, the part I forgot to film because I didn't realize my camera ran out of memory. I'm actually on a 4 GB memory card. I'm actually probably going to be running out soon. Take some touch-up paint if you have it, and whatever part you cut, I've always been a firm believer, if you're cutting something and now there's bare metal showing, put some touch-up paint on that. Let it dry for a few minutes and then put the protector on it, because bare metal, water, salt, whatever, rainy conditions and all that stuff, it's going to get rust. Why do you want your investment to be shit? You know what I mean? You just take the extra time, put some paint on it, so this way it's set up and it's good. That's one thing I wanted to mention. Once this is all tight, it's kind of difficult. I had to have a second person underneath holding the filter up so that I could position this. It is a challenge. It's kind of difficult to get these carbon fiber tubes onto these like silicone elbows and connectors. I used to do twists with the hard plastic because it's a lot softer. This, you kind of have to do like a wobble motion to get it on. Once you figure it out, it should be clean sailing. As I said, this doesn't get used. The last thing we could talk about is this. In the instructions, they do say, you know, you can cut that factory hose, and you could probably hide this perfectly underneath. I kind of like that it shows a little bit. I cut about that much off. I think it's better. It's not touching anything. It's not in any way. I don't want to cut factory hoses too much. Not on this car. That'll be for a later video. Why? But other than that, everything's good. Like I said, initial response to the kit is holy balls. The install is ridiculous. The price is up there a little bit, but from all the reading I've done, a lot of research went into picking different intakes here and there. LMI has a really good reputation with the Mopar community. The guy is very active. I think his name's Chris. He's very active. He's very involved. He wants to give opinions to you, and he wants to, you know, let you know what's going on. He's very helpful when you ask him. I appreciate that. So it was good. I emailed him something. The next day I got my answer. So because obviously I had some concerns. I opened this up and I wasn't expecting you know, a pass-through vent, but everything's good. It works out. If you are mechanically inclined or you have a shop that can put this kind of stuff in, I do recommend this. Honestly, over the other intake, this cleans up the engine bay quite well. I think it looks pretty badass. And when I had the Mustang, there was a company called MMR, I believe. They had a very similar design intake. But with the Mustang, I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but as soon as you change an intake, you have to like tune the car. Ridiculous. So I guess I was still kind of upset. I could never get that intake to work. The kit wouldn't fit. Parts never lined up. It was a total disaster with that company. The tune that they said would work never did. Everything was messed up. So when this popped up on my feed one day and I was like, wow, look at that. It looks just like the kit I wanted. Now I have it and I'm excited. It's enjoyable. Like I said, everything's sturdy. This is some good carbon fiber. The craftsmanship of the materials is really good. I do think it's worth the price. It cleans up the engine bay. I have yet to hit the gas too hard because obviously it's wet outside. Tires, water, rear wheel drive, Mopar, no, doesn't work. So, you know, I'll have to reserve my full opinions for a later video, but as of right now, I do give this an A+. If you can get over the fact that the install is pretty time-consuming, I have no patience, so maybe for someone else it's not bad, but I scream and curse. I had to leave a lot of footage out. So that's it. If you like the way it looks, you know, give it a shot. I think it's a pretty cool design. That filter, if you have any worries, I'm the most worrywart of them all. As long as you have a way to block off that, or if you have an older car and it doesn't have that hole, it's in its own little enclosure. I don't see there being a problem. The owner is sending me a pre-filter which basically goes on top of the filter. It goes over it to stop any kind of moisture. Instead of taking the belly pan off when it comes, I'm probably going to try to go in through the fender well if it's possible. Just slide that on there. I will be much happier with that on there, but for right now, I just drove it in the rain, no problems whatsoever. The car runs like a champ. I have no codes. The mass airflow extender works perfectly. It looks pretty badass, as you can see. I'm excited, and yeah. If you like this video, as long as it's going to be, I have no idea. I haven't even begun to edit. I've got a GoPro, an 80D, and a G7X worth of footage. I got to see what makes sense and what looks good. Edit it in for you, ladies and gentlemen. And that is that. Another install down. You know, 15-minute outro. Good job. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have the chance to get this kit, get it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm trying to put out some damn quality content. Have a good day.